What up, everybody? My name is Sebastian Bleak, and we are off the clock. Today I got the homie, Mr. Justin Brown. What's cracking, bro? Let me see. Man, I almost forgot to turn your mic on that time. Sorry, bro.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to get fancy and playing around with the audio levels, and I'm messing up.
You would.
What's cracking with you, bro?
No, not much. Just got off, the use.
Right on. I want to show you some drawing stuff today. You with it?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Still kind of based off of what we were yapping last time.
Nice.
I don't know. There's just so many drawing things going on recently. So like real quick, I had Carlos come on yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed me what the difference was between the eraser tool and the path eraser tool.
Nice.
And he kind of gave me the history, so I'll show you what actually stuck in my brains for that.
All right.
But before that, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about drawing, because drawing in vector is gonna pretty much be taking over my life in the month or so to come. So kind of wanted to yap about that. You got a tablet?
Yes.
You have a drawing tablet?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did, or did
It's
I?
It's not fancy.
Oh, okay.
It's not fancy.
You use it though?
No.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Why not? Oh, you don't like the tablet itself, or you just don't know how to draw with it, or what is it?
I'm not comfortable drawing with it. I probably should use it more, but it just doesn't feel right.
The reason I ask is I'm going to specifically be using tools in Illustrator that work great with a tablet. I'm going to be using my Wacom Intuos. It's a small, actually, which is weird. I shouldn't be using the small because I got two screens.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means that like half of this small, you can't see, but people that are watching, anybody that watches this is split in half. So like the top half is one screen and the bottom half is another screen. So.
Oh.
But anyway, it still works for what I got here. What else was I gonna tell you? So yeah, it's basically just tools that I find work best with the Wacom Tablet.
All right.
Alright, so let me see. Let me share my screen so you can see what I got going on.
Noise. I don't know if you've heard of Wacom, but that's the kind I have.
A what com?
Wacom.
Oh, so you got McDowell's.
Uh-huh.
McDonald's instead of McDonald's.
Yeah, Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me see. Can you see my screen?
No. Yeah.
Alright. Actually, dude, let me see your tablet. Pull it up. Let's see. It looks cool. It looks like an iPad thing or something. Actually, yeah, it looks like a Wacom almost.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Right on.
I mean, I don't
How long have you had it?
for a while. I would say like since my birthday probably.
Okay, cool. Oh, cool, man. So we gotta get you to start using it. I thought you had like an old, used, busted one. That looks like a brand new one.
Yeah, I really don't like it.
All right. Cause I guess before I jump into that too, is that like I used to not like drawing with this either, dude. I don't even use this for this is not an everyday thing for me to pull this out. There's a bunch of people that they have to use their Wacom tablet for every single thing. I'm just not like that, man. I'm not good at drawing, but there's some tasks that I've just learned that it works better with it. So and that's kind of what these tools are about. Like I actually was gonna try to show you on my trackpad how these tools work, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense. And one thing that helps too, I'm not rocking it right now, but I got one of those gloves that go on your they cover part. Yeah, there you go, like that. Do that again. Show me. Do that. There you go. Boom. It covers that up so you can slide around a lot easier. You don't need it, but I think if you're gonna do long drawing sessions, yeah, you're probably gonna want to play around with that. All right, so let me see. So I got a couple different examples that I was playing around with. Let me see.
Nice.
And I wanted to see which one you wanted to play with. Here we go. All right. So I was playing around with Wonder Woman because she's a hot topic right now,
Nice.
and I think she used to be my girlfriend when I was a kid. I don't know. Sonic because I don't know. He just kept popping in my brains.
Nice.
Or K Dot.
Kate.
All right. So you want to play around Kendrick?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So all I've done so far right here, man, is I just picked up 3 different images. It doesn't really matter which one, because I would approach them all pretty much the same. I was drawing like portions right here of the legs. With this dude, I really like these little peaks, I guess, with the hair. That's kind of why I was playing around with him. And with Kendrick, it's just good because portraits are so common. You know what I mean? So it's just like I actually enjoy having a good picture like this of one of my friends, a family member, and then just retracing it using some vector tools. So,
Nice.
so yeah, I went with this. Now for you, Justin, you already know this, or you better know this because I showed you this a billion times. But I put all those images on one layer,
Yeah.
and I turn that layer into a template. All right. I should name it, but I usually don't, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do. Over here, actually, I do write stuff on this one. Like I'll put like playground or staging area or something like that. Like, because this is where I'm actually drawing, so sometimes I do that, but not today. I don't really care. Let me see. All right, so I got this food set up right here. The first one I wanted to show you was working with the pencil tool stack. So it's this guy over here. I'm always gonna use the keyboard shortcut of N to bring this guy up. Pencil tool N. It's just faster. Smooth tool used to be inside of the pencil tool, and I think you could. Here it goes. You could still add it. Here, I'll reset this guy. If you miss that behavior, you could definitely add it right here, which I might. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Now, do you remember this slider?
Yeah. It controls how smooth or how, I would say, normal. Like, to the far left is like how you drew it. And to the far right is it auto-correcting.
Exactly, man. So they simplified this system. It used to be 2 different rows. If you're still CS6 user or CS5 user, you're gonna have 2 different sliders for that. One of them is gonna be I think fidelity, and the other one's gonna be smoothness. Like they're gonna be separate. And what I liked about that was you had a lot of different levels of control, but Adobe found that their customers, I guess it was too technical for most of their customers, so they simplified it and combined them. I prefer the old method, but I've made do with this. So reset, click OK. This is how it is by default. And the reason I like showing this is, check this out, man. Like, let me pick a area that I think is kind of smooth. All right, so let's say when I'm drawing stuff, dude, I tend to build the thing that's furthest behind first and then bring my way forward. And that's just because that's how Illustrator works. Like if I draw this item, the next item that I draw is going to be on top of it, right?
Yeah.
That's just like the normal way of working. There, you can change that behavior, but that way of thinking pretty much made me think of the same thing when I'm drawing freeform shapes.
Nice.
So like, I look at this sweatshirt, whatever, is in front of his skin. So I'd rather draw like this part first, right?
Okay.
All right, so I'll come over here, pencil tool. I didn't hit the N key, I should have. But look, check this out. Let's say I want to do all this smooth area here. Let me see, I'll bring in my tablet a little bit closer. I'm not used to having the tablet in my streaming station, so I feel kind of weird. All right, but check this out. We're gonna go with smooth stroke. Boom, right here. Come along this. And release. Oops, I still had something pressed down, my bad. That was
wood.
Yeah. There it goes. There we go. Look how jagged this is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That looks crazy. And I think the reason I like to bring that up first is whenever people start playing around with the pencil tool for the first time, they see how, I don't know what to call that, how stiff it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Pause. Like it just looks really jagged. Like it doesn't look like a smooth curve there. You know, like where if you use maybe like the pen tool, you know, you could lay down one here, and then by just what do you call it, bringing this guy in like this, you get this smooth curve in there, right? So you kind of want that. The way to get it is go into the pencil tool. Notice I already have it activated. I hit the N key. On your keyboard, hit enter or return. That brings back your pencil tool options. And really, honestly, a lot of times I'm all the way smooth with it. Like super, super smooth. Not in real life. I wish I was smooth in real life. But like, in here, I'm really smooth with it. Alright, so here I go along the same path. Same horrible drawing person behind the wheel, but look, way smoother, right? We still get these extra anchor points in here that we really don't need, and that's just like part of the math, like that's built into Illustrator. That's why I like the smoothing function. Notice it got rid of some of those marks for me. So yeah, right now, let's see. Oh, and look, I just brought up the smooth options by accident, but you also have options for these guys. If it's not smoothing enough, smooth it up more. If it's smoothing too much, back off on it. That's pretty cool. I don't play around with that enough. That's pretty dope. All right, so now like the action with the pencil tool in here, Alt key, boom. Okay. All right, so let's go across the same path, right along here. Look at that. Did you see all that bad drawing that I did right there? But Illustrator fixed it up for me. Now, what I would do next, because I'm like, oh, there's too many anchor points here anyways, hold down the Alt key. Notice it changes.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like start smoothing this area out right here. It's a big image. I don't know why it's taking so long to fix, but anyway. So there you go. See, I got rid of those anchor points. Smoother thing here.
Nice.
What I don't like about this workflow is that as I go, like I'm having to kind of go back and fix stuff over and over again. But that's pretty much how it works currently. So here, let me just I guess draw out a piece. Because really, like the reason that comes to mind is just like how this tool works, Dynamic Sketch. It allows you to like fix those things as you draw, so it's a little bit easier. And I'll show you that in a sec.
Nice.
All right, any questions so far, bro?
Nope.
All right, cool. See anything new?
The smooth tool. I never knew that was a thing. Like,
oh, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sweet, sweet. All right, so let's see. What do I want to draw? I guess like this neck area. All right, so like, I mean, I was already drawing this, but let's focus more on his skin right here. So like, I don't know, I'll grab this guy in here. That's a smooth transition there, so I'm fine with that. And I'll just go ahead and keep tracing that till we get down here. That's fine. I don't really want to focus too much on this area. I actually want to focus on like notice how these shapes combine. So if we're talking about basic shapes, you have an ellipse here going around this area, right? You have a sphere going vertically, and then you have another ellipse kind of going along here, right?
You.
All right, cool. So if I come over here, I'm going to draw this line. Oh, and by the way, real quick, one of the reasons it was important to me to have this as a template is if I hit Command Y, now I'm in outline mode and I'm just focused on these strokes right now. I don't have to like worry about the appearance. And for me, sometimes it's a little bit better. It's less distracting.
Oh.
All right, so let me see. Oh, check this out. So I'm not really too happy with how I hit this line right here. So I could just simply undo it, and that's not an issue. Or I could just go over that path again. And what I don't like is sometimes I lose some of my path, and that's where Dynamic Sketch actually has a benefit over the pencil tool in that sense. But here we go. Bring this guy over this way. See, I don't like how it continues from this. So I tend to have to like go back a little bit and then jump back in. That's not too smooth. So let's go ahead and smooth this guy out. Wow, it's taking a long time. It's like a memory lag right there. Oh, actually, once I release, it takes effect. Okay, cool. So that's pretty smooth. See how I have to go back and forth right there? Now, what I want to show you is this. I'm going to select both of these guys. See how I need to actually join these two?
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the new tools for Adobe Illustrator. And to be real with you, man, I'm off the clock right now. So I'm going to just tell you, Justin, that what do you call it? Dude, I haven't even been showing you. Here we go. There we go. There's Justin. All right, cool. Like, man, I forgot to change scenes where you could actually see Justin. There you go. I like that smile. All right, bro. So what I'm saying is I'm off the clock right now, and I think they got this idea from Dynamic Sketch. I could be wrong, but I think they got it from Dynamic Sketch. It's being able to join these paths together. So I'm just going to click and drag over that, and then it joins those together for me.
Dang.
So I'm going to select these guys here. Let's see if it works. I doubt it'll work, and the reason I doubt it'll work is because how long this stroke is here. But let's see. It did it, but it did it not the way I intended it to work. So let's undo that.
Right.
I actually need to bring this guy back some. All right, let's focus in on this guy. All right, that's where this guy comes in, the path erase tool. You said you were already familiar with this one, right?
Yeah.
All right, I wasn't. I always use the eraser tool. So
Okay.
Let's see if this works for me. Cool, it worked. Earlier I was like, man, I can't get it because what I want to do is be able to just retract it by going like that. See, it doesn't really quite do that. It will pretty much like cut it for me there, and then I should be able to eliminate it that way.
Yeah.
All right, now that I have a shorter one, and I wanted to use that tool specifically because notice it's part of this tool stack here.
Nice.
All right, so Control, click and drag to select. Grab the join tool, click and drag. It's still joining like that. Let me see. Do I gotta erase more of this guy? Oh, maybe it is doing it accurately. Oh, okay. I see what it's doing. It's just getting rid of these two pieces that go over that way. So it is doing it right. It's just I'll show you where I'm messing up. I'm over here thinking it'll do like Dynamic Sketch does.
Okay.
So like, let's see, I could just get rid of this piece and start joining it that way however I need, like that.
God damn.
That's pretty cool. It does it all together.
Dang.
All right.
That's nice.
So let me see, pencil tool again. Come down here, maybe create a join here. Maybe I'll do it this way instead. There we go, that makes more sense there. All right, I'll select these guys, join that, join these guys without selecting them, boom. That makes more sense there. So I was just going about it the wrong way. All right, so let's do that again over on this side for my left-handed folks. I don't know if that's a right-handed thing or not. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right hand.
Would you have gone to the left or the right side of this?
If I'm right hand, I would go. I'm weird. I would probably start in the center.
You probably start like right here.
Yeah, I would start like on the eyebrow or something.
I think for me, like I come to this side of the screen to draw sometimes because my positioning, like my elbows in front of me, so that puts my hand like kind of in front of my left shoulder almost, like it's weird.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, let's see, pencil tool, some more stuff. I'll do this side over here. Actually, let's do this ear joint right here. Like I'm not gonna draw this entire dude, but like I just kind of want to show you some of the techniques, you know?
Yay.
All right, so like, all right, right here in this ear, boom, all up in your ear, Kendrick. Yeah, you be trying to be all up in ours on the radio. All right, so there we go. I grab this dude over here. Let's see what happens if I join. Oh, I didn't think about it. Nope. All right, cool. So maybe I got to select these guys. There it is, and it worked. So sometimes you have to select it to let it know exactly. Like the famous Tony Harma says, you must select it to affect it. I might be saying it wrong, but he said something like that. Something like that.
Nice.
But this is pretty much how I'd get my drawing on, bro. I end up just making a bunch of these like paths that like go like that. I'm always trying to create like corners where some already exist, and just kind of keep like that's kind of what I use to the, I don't know, almost like a bleed of paths.
Right.
I don't know how to describe it. How would you describe this?
Overlapping paths to, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know now. I was saying you don't know.
Overlapping paths and quick fix. It's not even a fix, it's like perfect. It's what you want. It's actually more free.
So I wanted to show you this. I didn't know you had a tablet already, but I wanted to just kind of talk about freeform drawing in Illustrator, you know? Alright, so that was kind of whack right there, but let me see. No? Oh, because I didn't have this guy selected.
There you go.
What I'm trying to do is come like this, pass it over, and then see what this guy does with it. Oh, you scary. See, I'm gonna select both of these guys, Command J to join them. That looks gross. That's the hard part with this. You know what? Maybe I should have just kept this line going and crossed it over here. That's what I should have done. So let's erase this guy. Like it's not even erasing. Something like that. All right. So before you jumped on, like I kept running into this.
It's weird for me too. Like I have to do it from like the anchor and then pretty much follow the path. You can get off track a little bit, but I literally have to go to like the.
Right, now it worked. That time it worked. That was kind of weird. So the one I usually use this guy, the eraser tool, and look, that just works.
Right.
It just works. It just does it. All right, man. So I'll extend this guy a little bit. Grab this guy. I think I missed it there. Yeah, I missed it. Dude, it's because my angle when I'm coming in here is all bad. I'm trying to undo and it won't. There we go. Look how bad I'm drawing, but it comes out nice and smooth.
Hell yeah.
There we go. So now they crossed. Join these guys together. I think maybe I gotta select them both. There we go. And it makes that join together. So that's pretty much how I would be drawing with the pencil tool and kind of keep building that way. I would keep building the head, and then I'd go in there and start building the different details like the ear, the face itself, nose. Like I'd start working my way forward. And I feel you. Like sometimes I do focus like on the eyes or something because to me that's what kind of makes the image anyway.
All right.
So you want to kind of focus on that. Now, a different tool I wanted to show you is the blob brush.
Nice.
Let me see. Now the blob brush, I don't really use it too much for this type of work, but let's see how we can make it work. Shift B. Shift B brings up the blob brush. Shift E brings up the eraser tool, and they pretty much work together. And we get out of outline mode. And then just move this guy over a little bit. Alright, in the blob brush settings, you got that same slider we talked about earlier.
Nice.
You could pretty much fix this to work however you want. Keep selected, merge only with selection. This is how smooth it's gonna be or not, but this is what I really like. I have pressure sensitivity. Does your tablet have pressure sensitivity?
Yeah, it does.
You don't know, huh?
No, I it does, but every time I try to like use it, maybe that's just in Photoshop. I can't turn pressure sensitivity on. I think it works in Illustrator, not Photoshop.
So here, whenever I'm pressing lighter, I get smaller stroke. If I press heavier, I get a thicker stroke. And what I end up getting, all right, so now notice I don't have a selection, right? It's no longer selected, but I can continue drawing. All right, Command Y. Notice these guys are now connected.
Nice.
That's kind of why I look at this as almost like a Sharpie. So you could also tell it merge only with selection. So right now I don't have a selection. So if I draw, it's not merged.
Nice. That's really good.
Then you could tell it keep selected. So that means that if once I release, I should have it selected. And then if I draw again, like something new, those guys will be combined because it's selected. But if I go over this, it's not going to be combined because it's not part of the selection.
Nice.
All right. So there's all that. Let me bring this guy back to normal real quick. What else did I want to show you with this? Okay. My back's getting all twisted because I'm sitting weird for my tablet. I gotta set it up better. I just don't have my streaming station for this properly yet. Okay, so blob brush. Now the cool thing is, if I draw stuff, here we go. I could turn my pin around, and now I'm using the back of the pin, and I could actually erase stuff. Let me see. But it's not selected. I think I have to have it selected. Yeah, there it goes. So now I'm like poking a hole through this using the back of my stylus, which is actually the eraser tool.
That's dope.
So let's see. So the blob brush. Zoom in. There you go. So the blob brush lays down the paint, right? It's this guy here. Now, the eraser tool will knock some of it out. So they work pretty much the same way. They just have opposing jobs.
Okay.
One other thing that I want to show you with the blob brush, before I do a little bit of drawing with it, is I like this more for idea phases. So what I do sometimes is merge only with selection, and pressure sensitivity, that's fine. What I also do is I'll drop the opacity, something like that. Now the reason I do that is when I draw, let me see, there you go. So it drops the opacity, right? Now, if I want to sketch, everything that I go over gets darker.
Nice.
And it starts to build up, and it's pressure sensitive, so I'm able to keep building up that way, and I really like that about this. It feels like I'm working with the Sharpie. Then afterwards I could come back and maybe use like the pen tool or the pencil tool or whatever to refine my drawing.
Hell yeah. Dope.
Alright, let's see. Alright, let me get out of this thing. Alright, so back to Kendrick. What I would do with the blob brush drawing with him is maybe like, I don't know, like if I'm trying to turn him into like, let's say like a one color screen print or something. Like I just pretty much would follow along. Like this is too big. All right, so let me see. Oh, and I also want to. No, this is good. So it'll just keep building in here. Like what I'll do is sometimes I'll do the outline and then come back in and thicken this part up. I'll go really light. And this thing's still too big. Almost like a coloring book, I guess.
Yeah.
And notice how like it smooths out after I'm done. You got control over that. So if it smooths out too much, you know, just go back in there, back off on the smoothness. If your work comes out too rough, then increase the smoothness.
Nice.
You got any questions on this?
No.
Have you ever messed around with this? Is this new to you or what?
I've used it a time or two, but I got frustrated with it making a different path every time. But you just showed me basically I can make it one big selection now. So I'll be doing that. Or it used to make a different layer every time. Yeah.
Let's see, like right here, what I'm doing is just building over and over again on one shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I'm using light pressure when I'm getting in tight over here over these little baby dreads. But then once I start coming over here to more like where his hairline is, I'm pressing down harder so that I could get, I get a thicker marker.
Nice.
And I'm gonna do some of these hairs real quick because I want to show you like basically at the end you can do a couple different things. You could use like live paint bucket to bring it all together. Like that was too smooth for me right there. Let's see. Come on, buddy. So because it smooths out a little bit too much, I'm actually gonna back off. That's weird. I like almost never do that. But I think because because I'm so zoomed in.
Yeah.
I'm really getting a lot of smoothing action. So what do you think, bro? You think you'll use this?
Yeah, I like the block brush a lot in comparison to the pen tool.
You know, it's just a way to be able to draw
Freely.
freeform drawings and stuff. I was actually really happy to hear that Carlos likes it. I mean, I've known for a while because that's how he does his mandalas.
Uh-huh.
But you know, a lot of people kind of hate on the blob brush, and I think sometimes it's just sometimes it's technical things like as vector heads, we don't want expanded paths. You know, we want to have access to the spine like you do with the pen tool or the pencil tool.
Right.
Because here, watch. What I mean by that is, if I zoom back out, you know, it's not like, let me see, Command Y. It's just already an expanded, it's a compound shape in here.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't really like that. But the way I'm using it here is I'm just creating a fill.
Right.
So that's why this is helping me out. If I was actually trying to create a stroke, then I could really see it being an issue.
Right, I can see that.
But, all right, I'm going to just get to like about this point, and then I'll finish up.
No worries.
I just kind of have fun drawing all these little extra things here.
Yeah.
All right, so like, what's your workflow right now? Like, if Justin has an idea on like, let's say one of your animation projects that you're working on. What do you do first? Like, you're like, oh, I gotta get this drawing out. How do you do it?
Start in. It depends. If it's a character type thing, I'll draw it out first.
Like by hand, the old school way?
Yeah, old school way.
What's your favorite medium?
Um, Pencil and paper.
That's cool.
But I would do that, take a photo of it, throw it in Illustrator, trace on top of it. Or if I don't care as much about the shape of the item or whatever I'm drawing, I go straight into Illustrator and play with random shapes. So I find something that looks good and then go from there.
I'm with it. My favorite part was you said it depends. The
Yeah.
reason is just like that's such a good answer, dude. Because that's true. There's not one way to do something in Illustrator, Photoshop, whatever. It really depends on what it is that you're trying to do.
All right.
I bring that up because, like, dude, I just did a video on how to create a 3D ball in Illustrator. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I did the method that John showed me,
Mhm.
which was using blends, and I used the method that Michael Mondragon showed me, and that was using 3D.
Mhm.
So it was cool. Illustrator, shout out to Illustrator. Their Twitter shot out a tweet with the video, man. It was so cool. I've never had so many
What?
retweets and mentions and all that stuff.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was great. And one of the people that saw it, she didn't really like the methods. I mean, I'm not, she wasn't mad or nothing like that. I'm not taking like she was pissed off at me, but like,
Uh-huh.
I'm just looking at it like one of those examples of where like sometimes people look at every problem as a nail.
Yeah.
So they think a hammer is a solution for everything. Oh, look, check this out. Right now, I kind of wanted to go back to smoothness a little bit, so I'll switch back. Yeah, I'll go back. So anyway, she shout out to her. She had another method, and I wish I would have thought. It's a method that I used, and I kind of wish I thought of it now, because it would have made a good addition to the ones I already had. So the way she was saying was, just create a circle and add a gradient to it.
Yeah.
But like her message was, I showed 2 ways to create a ball. Like I didn't say these are every ways to create
Right.
a ball. These aren't the only ways to create a ball. These are just 2 ways.
2 ways.
And she said, well, I prefer to use a gradient because what do you call it? She says that the 3D effect sometimes adds unneeded objects, and she's right. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does, and sometimes you don't want that.
Mhm.
And she said that I forgot what she said about the blend, but I think maybe I think it doesn't render properly or something like that. And she's right. Sometimes it doesn't. It depends how you export it, how many steps you got, if you have any blend modes applied to it, all kind of stuff. So she's right. Sometimes you don't want to do that. The only reason I'm like, God, the reason her tweet stands out to me, I guess, is because she was saying that she prefers that one method. I'm
Right.
like, that's not always gonna serve you best, though. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's what I was saying. Like, I liked your answer of like it depends, because you know what,
Yeah.
she's right, dude. Sometimes you don't want to use that 3D effect because you're gonna end up with all those objects. Sometimes the blend isn't gonna render properly. She's right. But I'm not gonna just always do a gradient ball just because those other ones might not work. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just depends on the situation. So, shout out to her. I wish I would have thought about that method. It would have made a good addition to my video. But I'm just saying, like, there's a bunch of different ways to work with it.
Hell,
All right, so look at his hair. His hair's looking dope, right?
hell yeah.
I'm almost like I should have just kept trying to work on this some more. But what I wanted to show you was you could actually complete these really quickly. Like, I could come in here and just pretend like it's a marker, fill this guy in. Or I could connect them and just fill this in with, like, let's say, I don't know, the live paint bucket tool. But really, dude, for me, I'm fine with just doing it this way.
Nice.
Probably the live paint bucket tool will be a little bit faster.
Mhm.
The only reason I probably go this route is that sometimes you have to expand the live paint bucket tool, and it'll create maybe some extra clipping masks and stuff like that that I probably don't want.
Right.
So, but check this out. Look, I don't have to worry about the detail all right here. Took care of a bunch of his face already, dude. It's dope.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I would definitely recommend using the blob brush for simple, more organic drawings. And really, dude, if you just want to have fun drawing, to me, there's so many times in Illustrator where you're just thinking about like, oh, perfect point placement and like all these different things, right? Like you saw with the pencil tool, I had to kind of like figure out the proper workflow.
All right.
For a sec. Right here, man, I'm just like, what you see is what you get. If you've drawn with the Sharpie before, this will just make sense.
Hell yeah.
Alright, man. Like now that I'm already this close to finishing his face, I'm like I might as well.
Hell
I don't know, like would you be able to tell that's him? Kinda. You can kinda tell that's his hair, huh?
Almost. Almost. Who else would you confuse that with? Well, his head's not the same shape, but he's a dead rapper.
Who, ODB?
Yeah.
He did kind of look like ODB on that damn cover.
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, why do people not feeling the mask off though?
Because it's Future. But Kendrick himself said he did some things. Well, that was at his Coachella show. He was like, I did some things. I forgot exactly what he said, but he didn't say he I don't know how to explain it, but he knew he made a commercial album, so he knew he was going to do some more commercial projects, to say the least.
Yeah, my guess, you know, when he dropped Humble, I was like, oh, he's gonna try to reach everybody, like.
Yeah.
So that was legit. I like the move, dude. For me, I'm like, I could listen to Mask Off now. I wasn't really bumping Mask Off.
I can't.
And now I could hear it. Now
I can't.
You didn't like Kendrick's verse?
No, I love his verse.
Well, what's up?
Yeah, no.
You still not rolling?
Nah.
What about Goosebumps?
I love Goosebumps. I love Travis Scott. I love Kendrick's verse. That was perfection. That was beautiful. I think I have something against Future.
Oh, okay.
I know I have something against Future.
Oh, okay. Truth comes out. Look at Justin.
I like that fool.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Can't really. Can't hate it. Props to Future having Kendrick on the song.
I thought that Goosebumps album was Kendrick's. To be honest with you, I thought it was his.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. So check this out. So over here on this right side, I think it's a little bit. I started smoothing it out compared to over here. Remember, I switched over to like a more rigid one.
Yeah.
I kind of like it more rigid. Right here, where it's smoothed out, it doesn't look as realistic to me. Like over here, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
But anyway, that's pretty much how I would do it with that. And then the eraser tool will allow you to go in there and start making some of the little
knockouts.
Yeah. If you want to knock little things out here. Oh look, I didn't even combine these guys. I should have. Look at that. I thought they were combined, bro. I'm messing up. So let's just merge them together real quick. Pathfinder, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm tripping. A lot of times, instead of pulling up the Pathfinder, I like to hit Shift M. Hold down the Shift key, and then just bring them all over like that. Oh, it didn't even work. Look at that. Oh, it did work. There it is. It just took a while. Let's see. Got a gang of anchor points here. Let's see how many. What time is it? All right, cool. Let's see.
9-10.
253 anchor points right here, bruh. All right, so let me see. Let's see what vector Vector First Aid Kit will do for this.
Nice.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what I'm gonna do?
Magic. You gonna check it for all errors.
Yeah, see right here, there's this guy, Super Smart Remove Points and Paths. So I'm gonna click on that, and let's see, what does it do? It went from 253 points down to what? Let's see. I don't know, it's taking a couple seconds.
It's gonna be 23.
Oh, 134.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
still cool.
Nice.
I'm with it.
Hell yeah.
So that's one way to do it. The other one is I got this guy here, Vector Scribe, Smart Remove Brush, and I could just click and drag. I'm kind of brushing away, doing the same process. I'm just brushing away those anchor points.
Nice.
So I brought it down to 203, and if I do a couple more passes with more pressure, I could bring it down even further. Like right now, I just brought it down to 200 with another quick pass. But I recommend doing that at the end when you're working with the blob brush or any pathfinding functions, because Illustrator will make up a bunch of like extra points you don't need.
Wow.
You with it?
You.
All right. So the last thing I was going to show you is a little bit of dynamic sketch, mainly because that's the one I'm most used to drawing with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I found out why this panel is so big. It's not an Astute Graphics thing. It's a Windows machine thing.
Oh.
It's previewing this as a larger panel.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos changed it for me so that the panel shrunk, but it made all these guys turn really small, and I just didn't want to like being able to see them.
Nice.
All right, man. So you already saw like pretty much what I was gonna give away from this. So if you keep the pencil tool in mind, this dynamic sketch kind of blows it out of the water, man. So like let's do that same area here, like I did earlier. So I'll create a path. Oops. Remember, I'm over here being reckless. All right, so there's that path, right? I got this feature turned on. It's called Intelligent Join. So check this out. Drag. Once they cross, boom, it takes care of the joining for me.
Crazy.
All right, so come over here, click and drag, and it takes care of the join for me. Now, because it's joining, there's no dynamic state to it. So that's a little bit of an issue for me right there, but that's just, I can't really do anything around it. But let's say I turn this guy off and do the same functions. Let's see what happens. All right, so over here, I'll click and drag, boom, click and drag, boom, click and drag, boom. All right, see these S's?
Yeah.
That tells me they're still dynamic.
Okay.
And look, if I remove the smoothness, there's a slight change. See, it's not as smooth right here as it was before. If I increase the accuracy, now it shows like how bad I am at drawing. All right, so we'll go less accurate where it starts helping me out, and really smooth. So it's like it acts like I'm doing a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
But the part you might not have noticed, because I didn't see you faint. I didn't see you faint. I didn't hear you shout. It's dynamic, bro. As I made the changes to the sliders, the paths were being updated.
It did update. Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, the pencil tool wasn't. I'd have to redraw that over again. Same thing with the blob brush and all that. It was updating as I went.
It really updated. That's crazy.
So the other workflow I had where this guy turned on, I really don't have access to it because I turned it off, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. Not nice.
It's dynamic, right?
So check this out. What I could do is if I hold down the shift key, click and drag, I can start trimming some of these pieces away.
Crazy.
I like this better than the join tool. Because I can do this on the fly. The join tool, I have to actually bring it up. So right here, I'm just piecing mixing it up. Look how smooth these are, bro. Look how minimal anchor points I have. Like, I don't need the smooth tool in this situation. It's just taking care of everything for me.
Hell yeah.
So kind of the same thing along here. I would bring this guy. All right, shift, click, and then keep pushing.
Hell yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Maybe next Illustrator session, I'll just sit here and draw him for, I don't know, like, I don't know if you'd be bored watching me draw. That's one of the reasons I haven't done a drawing session with you, because I don't know if it'll be boring for you to just sit here and watch me.
Yeah, give me out some shit. I
mean,
finally figured out what that one verse meant. I mean, that one line.
Oh, what's
and
up?
It's so simple. I think we were thinking too hard on it too. Handlebars, like a fade.
Yeah.
Watch me work at JT. Handlebars like a fade. He's passing
Oh,
out
yeah.
fades.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
fades with the bars, bro.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's funny because when you said it last time when we were talking about it, I was not that I knew it. I was just gonna say, like, is he saying like a fade, like a fight?
Fade?
But it still didn't make sense. But it still didn't make sense to me.
I understood that part. I didn't get the handlebars part. I was like, handlebars or handlebar? Or when I looked up the lyrics, it said handleballs. I was like, okay, he's playing basketball somewhere.
Handlebars like a fade makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Like, all right, damn.
Who's JT?
I still don't know that. I'm gonna say Justin Timberlake.
Oh man, I wonder if he knows that. That's
Underlying beef. He's beefing with Jay-Z. I don't know what it is, but
you think so?
yeah. I don't know, man. He called him out twice. Once on Damn, and then the other one on The Heart Part 4.
What did he say on The Heart Part 4?
I'll have to look at the lyrics, but he says Hall of Fame something, Jay-Z, sit your punk ass down. Like, it's like right when the beat starts to get
I know what you're talking about. So I took that as a jab to Drake. Didn't Drake say something like that? That he was Hall of Fame or something? I forgot what it was exactly. But I remember I was thinking it was a jab to Drake. Kind of telling him, like, you ain't Drake. Sit your punk ass down.
Okay.
I thought it was that. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. We need to break down these tracks, bro.
Hell yeah. We gotta do it. Fucking sometime this week.
Whenever you're with it, fool. And then the other thing I was gonna tell you about this whole drawing thing was, like, dude, if you want to do a session where, like, if I'm sitting here drawing, dude, go ahead, get some zombies on, kill some zombies or whatever. You get some little, some little action going over there where you're shooting people in the face and stuff.
Hell yeah. That would be crazy.
Yep. I don't know if they make you know how to work these better. Like, I don't know if there's a way we could jump back and forth where I could see you shooting people. We could show people that you're shooting people.
It might be a thing.
Yeah. And so you can see you shooting people while I'm drawing Kendrick or something like that. Cause I need to get back more in my drawing bag, dude. Like, even right now, just doing that little bit showing you how the tools work. Like, I already wanted to just sit there for an hour and start getting some of these pieces out the way. But anyway, man, we're almost at the hour, so I'll stop with the tool demo. I pretty much showed you what I wanted to show you.
Nice.
I wanted to show you, like, natural drawing with a tablet is gonna help you draw naturally in Illustrator. So I wanted to show you that. To me, the tools to use that is gonna be the blob brush or the pencil tool. Even better, it's gonna be Dynamic Sketch. It's just a super cool tool. But you gotta buy it. It's I think it's about $35, something like that.
Oh, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all, man. Especially for everything you get, it's not bad at all. Like, I try to get people to get it, but, like, so many people, as soon as you tell them, I was in the same boat, man. I was like, I still gotta learn the Illustrator I got. And you want me to buy extras? Like, come on, man, that's a lot. So people tell me that a lot, but nah, to me, it's worth it. To me, it's definitely worth it. It's one of my favorite tools by Stu Graphics, and when I go to do a drawing, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be using Dynamic Sketch. if I'm using the pencil tool is because I want to see how the native tool works. And if I'm not using dynamic sketch, like to draw naturally, I'm gonna be using the blob brush. I like the blob brush because you get that the pressure sensitivity in there, and I'm used to drawing with a Sharpie, so that's why I was asking you what medium you like to do your sketches with. You said pencil. I like ballpoint pen and Sharpie. Those are my two favorite.
Nice. I like ballpoint pens too.
All right, and then
fine point.
Or hey, maybe do next next week's gonna be a Photoshop week, but like the next Illustrator one, maybe shoot me a sketch, and I'll draw it with dynamic sketch, or at least start to draw it.
That'd be cool.
Then we could jump on for like a session where like I'm drawing for 45 minutes to get your Call of Duty on, I guess, if you want to do that, or look over my shoulder as I draw if you're cool with that.
Dope. I like it.
Cause for me it's cool. I'm over here listening to music. I'm drawing stuff, but you just sitting there watching me. So I don't know. I'm trying. But,
hell yeah.
But all right, fool. I know you already kind of said it, but just to recap, what were some of your favorites that you saw today? Like things that you want to try, maybe things that you would want to use, maybe things you didn't know about.
Smooth tool, like inside of the pencil tool. I didn't know that was a thing. So I'll be using that a lot more when I draw. And the blob brush in general, I don't take enough advantage of it. So I wanna see if my tablet works like well with it in Illustrator, because it looks fluid the way you were doing it. I was like, all right. If mine works that's fluid, I'll be happy.
Bring it over, man. Let's have a drawing session, man. I'd like to play around with it, see how it works.
Mm-hmm.
If it's kind of like, because I have a Surface Pro 3, and it's okay. It's okay. It's just that the pressure sensitivity is not quite there on that one, and the drawing experience is a little bit different. There was a little bit of a lag on there. They're now having a Surface Pro version 5, I think. Which I bet is amazing. But anyway, what I'm saying is like I have experience with not the best experience, and then like dude, the Wacom Intuos Pro, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's super awesome. It's not the best experience. Like I think a Cintiq is probably maybe a superior experience, but still pretty cool. So all right, so you like the blob brush, you like the smooth tool. I think the smooth you just didn't know about. The blob brush you knew about it. But like with anything, man, if you don't know exactly how it works, like I can see it being frustrating.
All right.
On a totally different topic, but related, is it like My Fitness Pal, the app. So like I'm into my fitness game. You know what I mean? Trying to get buff and stuff. But what do you call it? So I always tracked what I eat, my calories and stuff like that. And I hated I didn't know how to use My Fitness Pal, so I didn't use it. Yapping with one of the homies online. Shout out to Colossus Fitness. The homie Kyle was like, dude, you gotta use it. It's the best. You're gonna save so much time. So I watched a tutorial on YouTube that shows you how to use it. And now I'm all about it.
Nice.
So I kind of see the same thing. Like I'd recommend trying to study up a little bit on how the tool works. Maybe try a project for fun, dude. That's one thing that always helps me. Don't go in there like trying to do
gotta work.
Yeah, or like I have this idea, I have to get it out, or especially on client work. I don't recommend on client work because time's an issue. So you really gotta like go with the things you already know. Go in there just to play with it, like just like how I did right now, like trace something or whatever, and then that's when you're really gonna start seeing how it works. So yeah, man, if you're up for it next week, give me a sketch, and I'll try to vector it up. It'll be fun for me to try to do that as a challenge. Or if you don't have anything, then I'll just do like Kendrick or something like that.
Nice. I'll have something for you.
All right. Oh, and listen to that Vince Staples joint that dropped. I want to see what you think about that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you nothing about it other than I want to know what you think about it.
All right.
Because All right, I'll tell you more later. But all right, fool, let's get up out of here, man. I already went ahead and drawn. Hope anybody watched this got a little bit out of it. Maybe they'll give them a. My hopes when I show these, I'm gonna demo this over and over again. My hopes is to get more people illustrating in Illustrator, man. This shit, it's so wild to me that I ask people like, if you just gotta get an idea out, where do you go? Everybody goes straight to Photoshop. Like that's not what it's for. But in their defense, I can see it being so much easier to just jump in there and start drawing. So I want to start showing people how to jump in there and draw in Adobe Illustrator too. Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, bro.
Cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, bro. You know what I mean? It's already nighttime, so I'm hungry. You know what I mean? I get some tacos. It's taco time, brother. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
All right, bro. Let's go. Peace.
Peace.